Enumeration is our next step here. After you have your network terrain mapped out, you'll need to probe for vulnerabilities. This could be done in two ways: manually through scanning, and scanning can be done with a tool like Nessus. I will not be showing you that tool. I don't have that tool. That actually requires licenses, but there is a free version that you can download to try on your home network. Nessus uses what's called STIG, which is the Security Technical Implementation Guide, and it uses that guide to identify vulnerabilities, and that's called a STIG scan. You can also manually identify vulnerabilities with the map that you've built. So after you've identified running services, you can attempt to log into them with default credentials, or you can check exploit database to identify vulnerable versions of the software. Another thing you can do is to use Armitage to do what's called a Hail Mary to try to find a vulnerability. But that would be gaining access as well, so you'll be performing enumeration and gaining access at the same time, which if you're doing a scan on a network that you don't have permission to actually break into the boxes and to exploit, or you're on something that may have sensitive ICS systems, throwing vulnerabilities and doing a Hail Mary like that may not be your best option. So let's go check out some enumeration tools. See if I have the tool in here. There we go. Alright, here we are back in our Kali box. I'm going to open up a new terminal here, a new window. I'm going to open up our Armitage box. View the services that are running. So we see we have Apache 2.2.16. We have Open LDAP, a couple other things. So we're going to use a tool called Searchsploit. So simply type Searchsploit, and you see your options here that you have. So you're going to do Searchsploit, any kind of option. So if you want to perform a case-sensitive search, if you want to search just for an exploit title, get a verbose output, things like that, you can add that before. Alright, so we're going to do Searchsploit Open LDAP to see if there's any Open LDAP vulnerabilities. So we see here that we have some exploits that are available to us for Open LDAP. Now, the service info here didn't give us too much, so let's run back to our nmap. And we're going to nmap tech SV to get service version 192.168.0.1 10, and that's actually a 1.10. We're going to get the service version, see if we can pin down a better service version of this item. And now from this we got Open LDAP 2.2.x to 2.3.x. So we do have some exploits here that are available to us, so we could go through and take note that we have some options for our enumeration here. Then we can also do Apache, so search exploit, Apache, and we're running Apache HTTPD 2.2.16. There we go. And we really don't see anything here for Apache HTTPD 2.2.16. So that's one way of performing an enumeration, is by using the search exploit tool. Now everything that's in search exploit can be found from the exploit database, which is located online. Every time there's an update to Kali, the exploit database with all its scripts and exploits gets pulled into Kali machines. But let's go check out the website. Alright, here we are on exploit database. Like I said before, everything that's on exploit database gets put into the Kali machine. But if you aren't on a Kali machine and you're doing enumeration somewhere else, you can easily go up to search, I'm going to type in Apache HTTPD there, see what we get here. 7.3 S4. Yay, CAPTCHA. Going to perform a search right here on the database's website. And we got the same kind of exploits that we found on Kali as well. So sometimes you may get different exploits because new exploits are found, and sometimes they may be exactly the same. So that's one example of how enumeration can be performed. Let's move on to our next step.